All right, let's talk about hang-ups. Now, we've done other videos in the past about hang-ups and kind of what'll hang a turkey up and things that we try to avoid to keep us from getting a turkey hung up. But I want to dive just a little bit deeper in hang-ups because this is something that every turkey hunter goes through. Doesn't matter how many years you turkey hunt, we're all going to have hang-ups because we're human. And sometimes we just set up wrong. And really, when it comes to turkey hunting, setup is everything. I mean, really it is. You can call right, you can have the right shotgun, the right shells, you can have the right camo, you can have all the right stuff. But a lot of times setups, if you're set up wrong, it'll cost you many times a gobbler. And we've all done it. I've done it. You've done it. And if I live, for another turkey season, I'll probably keep doing it. But there are things you can do the more years that you have experience to eliminate hang-ups before you ever start working that gobbler in. And so I'm going to talk about that a little bit in this video. Now, the first thing that I think what makes people set up and cause a turkey to get hung up, and I think this is a big one right here and something you need to pay attention to this year while you're turkey hunting, is try to not set up too far. And I think a lot of times, you know, guys set up way too far away from this turkey and try to work him in, and a lot of things can happen between point A and point B. There's a lot of gap there in between you and him, and you got to remember, the more the gap that you have, the bigger the chance of something happening between you and him. Most of the time, when you have that big of a gap, you know, I would say a lot of times a hen gets between you and him, right? And while you're calling, another hen intercepts you and him and takes him away, and then you wonder what happened. Or you just got to remember, the further you are away from this gobbler, the more chances of a hang-up happening, whether it's a natural hang-up like a barrier, a fence, a creek, a rock wall. I don't know. There's a lot of things can hang a turkey up. So when you can't see out there very far, you got to remember there's a lot of things that can mess you up hang-up wise. So I think a lot of guys just set up way too far when they start trying to work a turkey, because in their mind they're thinking, oh, you know, if I get closer, he's going to see me, and you know, if I get closer, I'm going to take a bigger chance of spooking him. But what you have to do is remember, kind of know where the gobbler's at if you can, and know kind of the terrain, and try to not call as much and move into him, and then start working him once you get there, because that's a lot of guys' mistakes, is they want to keep this turkey gobbling, so they got that satisfaction of knowing that he's still there, and then they want to set way too far back. So try to set up as close as possible to eliminate hang-ups in the first place. Okay, now this is a big one right here, another one. Not only do they set too far back, but here is another bad mistake that people do, and I've seen it time and time again, and it just blows my mind at the people that don't think about this. And that is, they do the big no-no of calling to a turkey going to this turkey. In other words, you hear this gobbler at 150, 200 yards, and you'll call to him and he'll answer you back, and you get all fired up, and then you go another 50 yards and you'll call, and then he'll gobble back at you, and then you'll go another 25 yards and you'll stop and you'll call, and he'll gobble back at you. But what's happening? You are setting yourself up for a major hang-up once you get up, you know, 80, 90 yards or whatever you want to get to set up to call this turkey in. You're going to set yourself up for a hang-up, because you've already told him you're coming to him. You're telling him, hey, I'm excited, I'm coming to you. And in nature, the hen goes to the gobbler. So that's what you're doing. So instead of calling to this turkey, because I know you think, oh, I want to hear him and I want to make sure he's, you know, knows I'm interested, and I want to get him fired up, and but see, it'll hang you up. He'll stay right there and say, well, she's coming to me, so I'm just going to sit here and keep doing what I'm doing, and she's going to pop in on me anytime. And then once that hen stops, the hen is you, of course, when she stops out there at 80 yards or 90 yards or 100 yards and you start really working him, he's just going to sit there, and he may come in a little bit, and then he goes back and comes back and comes back, and goes back and forth, because he's wanting you to come on to him. You come all this far anyway, so it's a hang up. Well, how do you keep him gobbling? This is where you got to use a locator call. Use your crow call, or use your owl call. Hey, owls hoot up in the middle of the day too. Use something to try to get him to gobble if you want to check and make sure where he's at, instead of trying to call to him, going to him, because you're going to make a huge mistake by doing that. Well, what if he don't gobble to a crow call? What if he don't gobble to an owl call? And I got to know where he's at. Well, okay. if you have to call to him to get him to gobble, just don't call very much, okay? Don't call very much at all, and try not to at all. Every time he gobbles, keep a check on where do you think he's at. You ought to know your land, you ought to know the property, you ought to know the surroundings. Try to mark where you think he's at so you don't have to call and slip in there. Then once you get pretty close, and once you get into that comfort zone where you think you can call effectively, then you call. And he should be 75 to 75, 80 yards or under. Okay, then that's going to eliminate a lot of that getting him excited, thinking you're coming to him, and then you can really work him effectively. But when you're calling to him, keeping him gobbling, going to him, you're setting yourself up for a major hang up. So again, try not to set way far back and work a gobbler, and try not to call going to him, and that'll help you a lot. And try to eliminate the things that you know is going to hang him up anyway. We talked about in the last video a fence. Know where the fence is at. Know where the low spots is in that fence. Know where the barriers is. Know where the creeks are. Know all this stuff so that you can, in your mind, eliminate all that stuff before you start working. It'll really work for you, but a lot of guys, they hear a turkey, they set up and they'll start working him and not even know what's between point A and point B, and you're asking for some serious hang-ups. You can do this, and it will help you if you just stop and think, and you'll be more successful if you just eliminate a lot of the things between point A and point B that can mess you up. And make sure to subscribe to this channel. Just hit that subscribe button down the corner. I'd really appreciate it, and help our channel keep growing, and share this with all your social media pages also, and tell them about Dell Outdoors. And I'd really appreciate all your help of growing the channel even more and more. Also, check me out on Pateron for all those that follow Dell Outdoors in the past or is new this year, and you really like our content and believe in what we're doing and teaching literally thousands of people how to be more successful at turkey hunting. Go over to Patreon and join me there. And also give a small donation to Dell Outdoors just to help us continue what we're doing. A lot of our videos during the turkey season when we're out actually hunting gets demonetized due to inappropriate content because we're shooting guns and promoting something that I guess they deem violent or whatever the case. But go over there and just help us out with maybe a $2, $3, $4, $5 or more small donation. It would really be appreciated. It goes right back into Dell Outdoors. So if you believe in what we're doing, please help us there also as well. And also check out my website, DellOutdoors.com, where you can check out all the Dell Outdoor merchandise, the shirts, the hats, the hoodies, and know a little bit more about our history there. Also check out SpringFeverCustomCalls.com, where you can check out my Old Slide Signature Series box call that's been so popular the last couple years, and they're selling even this year great. And this has killed a lot of turkeys for guys the last couple years. It's a great sounding box call. Also our brand new slate call, the Matt Dell slate call, the laid over glass. That has been a very popular seller this year. I mean, it's just, you can't keep them on the website hardly, but they are a great call, and I'm sure they're going to kill a lot of turkeys this spring for a lot of guys. It's really a great sounding call. Check them out at SpringFeverCustomCalls.com. Also my mouth calls and all the other great calls there as well. And check out SOSO Outdoors. Follow me on social media, Facebook and Instagram. Just check out all the links below. We really appreciate it. We're actually headed out this week, headed down south to Alabama to start the turkey season, and so looking for some great content in the weeks to come, and hopefully a big old gobbler this weekend. All of you that's just starting your season down south, I hope you have great luck. All you that's waiting here, for your season to start in a week or two, just keep on waiting. Fingers crossed, it's getting closer. It's going to be a great season. So you stay tuned. We'll have a lot more turkey hunting content, and we will see you in the next video.